Welcome to today's lecture. On this lecture we're going to talk about how to set up your pixel events correctly for this strategy and this funnel if you're using ads that are using the landing pages and the funnels. This is a pretty much straightforward process. You shouldn't have any troubles with it. So the first thing I'm going to go back and show you how to install again the pixel code to the right funnel. For example, let's go and use this pixel code in my dummy account, and I can go and click add. No, sorry, that's I want to go and open in Events Manager. Perfect. Now I can go and gather website information, set up pixel, install code manually. The first thing you do, you copy the code, and then you go to your funnel builder. In our case, go high level, and you go to the settings, and you see what it says, head tracking code. You import that code, then you click save, you wait, and once that's ready, sometimes if it doesn't fire, you want to go and install it individually per page. So both pages, let's say I'm going to go, you want to install it per page as well. There's so much glitches in technology, you never know. If you have any troubles, just come here page by page, and you see it has here, it says tracking code. Where was it? Tracking code. It clicks, you choose header, always in the header, you copy, you save it. I'm not going to save it, I'm going to try without it. But if it doesn't appear on a certain page, or you want to install it only on a certain page for some weird reason, you do that. So if you go to ClickFunnels, you go high level, lead pages, there's so many builders, they all work the same, they all copy paste to each other. So now I have the pixel code installed to the funnel I want to use. Then I go continue, I turn on advanced matching as we said before, and we're ready to install our events. So I can create open event set to, or I can go to pixel overview. So I want to show you how it looks like. If I click there, I could start doing it immediately, but here I can right now and create. So there is we can create lookalike audiences according to the pixel. You can create custom audiences, you can create an ad, or you can create a custom conversion as well. So now, because this pixel is new, it just doesn't appear here yet. So if I go to the, let me just keep, so yeah, because the pixel is just new, so there's nothing here. As I showed you before, in the older pixel, you can already see the tracking, you can see if anything happens. Here are the events. So let's say, I'm going to show you two scenarios. The first scenario is just install the pixel code. So you need to get here, don't get confused, bear with me. So we stopped here. The first thing you want to do if you're just first time installing, like I showed you in the videos before, open event setup tool. Now it's going to ask you the exact URL you're using, and this is in my specific case scenario. My specific URL would be, where was it? Oh, it's here. Okay, so here is the URL. So again, now what do you want to make sure, guys? We have two pages, so let me open both of them. This is the preview, and then you have a thank you page. So we're running a lead generation ad, and we have two-page simple funnel. If somebody sees your ad and clicks your ad and lands on this page, that person is not a qualified lead. That's only a page view. So you have a very simple task here to tell the machine what actually a real lead looks for you and what it is. And if you have 5 steps and 3 steps and the complexity gets more, you have a little bit more work. So this is our landing page. If somebody comes here, they're not a lead. They're a lead only when they submit their details. So let me see, maybe the phone is on, right? Once they submit their details, they go to the thank you page. So for us, a lead is somebody who submitted the form and they end up on this page. Now they are a lead, okay? Or If you want to go even further, you want to maybe only people who are joining the Facebook group. So you want to segment, and if you have huge volume and you want to talk only to people who are like the third level, the higher intent lead, the ones who join your private Facebook group, and you can install the code on the button. But I would suggest you to install it on this URL and chase your leads. So now, because we know that if somebody ends up on this URL, and this is crucial, the URL has to be the exact one. If you fucked up the URL, your ads are not going to work. And then you go back to the Events Manager and it says copy the URL. So we do this and we click open website. Now we wait. Let's go Facebook. Let's go cool. And it appears here. And when you do this, guys, well, you see what happens here? It gives us the events to manager here. Let me zoom in. This window will pop up. And now it asks you, what do you want to track? You want to track events on this page, or you want to see all the events in the whole funnel? So you always want to stay on the events on this page so you don't get confused. And the options are to track a new button or track a URL. Okay? And you can track both, but when you optimize the ads, you can optimize for one thing only. And in this case, now it's your job to decide, is it a lead if somebody gives you the details, or you want to go one step further and you want to calculate them as a lead only if they click the button to join the Facebook group. But are they going to join the Facebook group if they click the button? That's another obstacle. So I would say use the URL. So you track the URL, and now here it has select an event. So now you need to tell Facebook what kind of event, if somebody click here, is the purchase, how much money did they spend? Or is it a start a trial, or is it submit application, or is it view content, or is it schedule a call? What is it? So in our case, most of the time we use lead. Now here is a very important thing to notice. It says URL, track the entire URL. It says URL equals or URL contains. So you always want to select URL contains. You want to select these guys because sometimes the URLs get broken when people click, or there's or they have link trackers, and then you have different variations. So if it says URL contains, it means if the URL contains what is this, and if there's anything else, URL contains the full URL, but there's random things that appear in the URL, it's still going to count it as a lead. But if it says URL, it's X equals, if there's a one little line, or I don't know, if people come from, you have URL parameters installed that track who goes where and creates different URL parameters, it won't track your ad, your leads. So you always use contains, and this is going to save you a huge headache. And now it asks you if there's a value. So you can say, yeah, one lead costs, to me, the value of one lead is $100, but that's not really true. This is important when you have a direct, when you get the money, because as I teach you in the core curriculum, guys, every front event is lead information. So you can also say to somebody who pay you $7, that is a lead. But you don't really want to do that. You want to go for purchases. So again, here you just do not include value. So it's lead, URL contains, do not include value. Now I go confirm, and the event is already installed. So now you can go, let's say, and select track button. And again, select an event. It is a lead. Oh, sorry, I made a mistake. Track a new button, and you see it asks me to select the button. So I can say, well, this event is, let's say, maybe it's a book a call, if it's a different strategy. But we are now sticking to the lead, and we're getting people into the Facebook group. So we don't really need to track that button, or you can do whatever you want with it. So now when we finish, you click finish setup on the top corner. The setup is done, you click finish. Don't ask again, skip, this never goes away. And now you can go test events in Events Manager. Now, you can see that you come here directly, but also you can do that anytime you would like to do it. You just come to the data sources. Usually the first, you select your pixel code. The first page is the overview of the pages, and the next thing is test events. So now we can go test events, and again, there's nothing still here because it haven't fired any events, and it takes some time, guys, they to appear. Maybe sometimes even 24 to 72 hours. Now you confirm that your website event are set up correctly. That's when you check Pixel. This is for API conversions. So you come here, you put the same exact URL, you click here, and what it does, it opens the websites. It opens it the same way with a pixel code like a lead opened it. And then you can go back to Events Manager and boom, lead processed. It registered that a lead. So if anyone lands on this page, Facebook will read a lead and it's going to report the lead. So if somebody comes from the ad, comes to your landing page, gives you the details, and ends up on this page, Facebook will fire a lead event and it will show in your data. So now, that's how you install a proper event for a lead generation event. In this case of scenario and strategy, it's super simple. Test it, and if something doesn't work, try to find out, or ask me a question in the Facebook group, or join our live Q&As. So, it was a pleasure again, and I see you on the next one.